Blog Talk Radio.
The street is my world. I don't pretend to go uptown and be anything fancy. I can, but I find more real in the world that I'm in than I do the tinsel. And the real world is the one I have to deal with every day, you know. Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Let the bass kick.
Playtime been over since y'all dropped the ball. Bound to the continent, there's no asylum for y'all. Pushing the black Asiatic game with Ford L and Pool Bay. Before NOI, I rep draw L all day. How many fakes proclaim to be the reincarnation and claim to be the true head of the Moorish nation? No mention of Mealy Ill, but I read his letters. Dirty Moors mad cause they thought they dead as letters. Many were there when decisions were handed down. Now they claim that Mealy was not ordained, not commissioned, not called or appointed. With divine plans for ages, but Dirty Moors making changes. Working with FBI during infiltrations. In a pheasant alleys giving bogey smoke inhalations. And secret wars were made, heads are made in public mentions. Don't believe, get the minutes of the first convention. Kirkman and Lomax Bay got called out as villains against the Prophet Soden and L. Call Givens. Thousands of Moorish Americans followed those leaders that killed the prophet and made Moors parrots, not readers. They don't study, brains hollow. To crush the truth, plant dissension in the ones that follow. Robbed the treasury, felt like they hit the lotto. Took advantage of the faithful Moors in their times of sorrow. Moments still critical, 100 years later, the message. Stick to the principles in your actions, be progressive. Don't sell your soul for a title, take your membership role. Watch out for grand cheeks pushing you in a censorship hole. The sellout was great, now they're comfy and won't get the hell out. Active Moors come around, they get clumsy. Not humbly, but act grumpy and jumpy. Active Moors see them touchy and think it's lovely. With faces ugly, I push back so don't shove me. If not for love, it would be just as dirty Moors get from me. Hitting all reincarnates with writs of discovery and demanding the treasury recovery and law for money. Wearing affairs don't make you a Moorish adept. Dirty Moorish heads are Boy Scouts and cadets. Working for FBI inspectors, slaves for gadgets. Claiming they got pulled, but they really dead magnets. Running a fraud that's done cause new Moors are here. One for all for one profit like musketeers. Bay, not Tampa or Buccaneers. I strike nerves like harp or strings on those puppeteers. Pushing misconceptions as teachings and calling it facts. Swinging my scimitar, tongue not a fireman's axe. Quick to call me out as dirty, say I violate acts. If you don't nationalize, know that I annihilate blacks. Nail them through their palms and incepts on beams of wood. Burn crosses on black lawns in my Moorish hood. Black Klansmen like movie from 1960s. White power, not supremacy like Clayton Bigsby. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces. 99 years past, Drew Ali said 50 would pass, and you wouldn't know about me, or even know what I brought for you. NOI and UNIA knew about him too. Most thought that they could bury the movement, be in charge, passive and abuse it. But Drew said new Moors would come with eyes open, seeing and knowing, far from hoping. Far from belief in faith, master fruition. Study the laws of nature, activate intuition. One day our wheels of industry will stop, and when it starts again, Moors will be on top. Drew Ali blessed with latent power. Warned you, get out the way or be ground to powder. Drew Ali didn't kill you fast, but he brought you your title and estate vast. Confusion continues to confuse, no remembrance of Maghrib al-Aqsa by Moorish descendants. Now I run through illusions, battling my arch nemesis misconfusion. She's been trying to keep me out of course, facing losses, calling all her negative forces.
Welcome to the Amazight Bait Show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthplace, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee wherever you see it, y'all. Welcome to the Amazight Bait Show, y'all. Come and get some knowledge about your birthplace, y'all. Open up your mind, let it take flight. I guarantee wherever you see it, right, y'all.
right. All rights reserved, all liberties reserved. All honors to all prophets, all honors to Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Our lives might protected by night and by day. All honors to all ancestors, seen and unseen. All honors to all mothers, all groups of people, all different nationalities. I am Amazight from Monday's Bay. Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show, Aboriginal News and Facts. Ask a real Grand Sheik. And boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Islam.
How you feeling, Moore?
Oh, man, I feel energized. I'm kind of teased off. You heard me? I came in the world and this foolishness. But besides that, the politics of the day is, the order of the day is nationality, man. So guess what? Any day you can wake up is a good day. You heard me?
Straight up.
Man, it's been going crazy though, bro. You know, I've been promoting the show like crazy, man. Last night, man, I think we had over 800 people on the line, online, and we had over 100 callers. So it went crazy, man. I don't know if you caught the recap. We had a European.
Yeah, I was listening to it. Yeah, I was listening to it before this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good session. It was a good session.
Yeah, it was, man. So we don't have that many callers online right now, but we do have callers, man. And as the topic
they better get them hands up.
Yeah,
they need to get them hands. Put away all that shyness today. Put away all that shyness. Hands up.
Last night they came in about like an hour in, you know what I'm saying? There you go, it's jumping now. Oh, okay. It's jumping now. It's jumping, right? Wow, we had to talk it up, but yeah, it's filled up now. I'm looking at about at least 30 callers right now, but last night they had over 100. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was a real great bill, man. I've been doing a series called A Call to Action, where we have a discussion, you know, to come to the table, man, to come together, man, and start, you know, dispensing this information correctly at the same time, coming together for emergency funds. You know, we got Moors that can't see, Moors that can't hear, more, you know what I'm saying? And we need to collectively come together, man, and deal with this collectively, you feel me, like the prophet said, you feel me? And they all that liquor looting and shoot, you feel me? All these, they got the temple Moors, you got your Aboriginal Moors, you got the Mexican Moors, you got the dirty naturalized Moors, you got dirty Moors, you got unconscious Moors, you got national Moors, ain't acting like nationals, you feel me? So this is the show where you ask a real Grand Sheik, part of the Moorish Divine National Movement, and actually run a Moorish Science Temple of America in Canaanland, my Grand Sheik, my big brother, you feel me, my ancestors, my blood, flesh of my flesh, Cujo Ottawa L. So if y'all got any questions for the Grand Sheik, you need to press 1, you feel me, especially if you're new or you ain't going to get this opportunity like this on this platform, and you ain't going to get this opportunity nowhere else. So go ahead and press 1 on the keypad and ask them some questions. You can ask them like, what is a doggone Grand Sheik? You know, let's start with that or something. What do you do? You know, who do you answer to? What's going on? Why are we anything? So I asked the first question.
Anything? Yes, throw it out there, more. Let's go. Let's do this. Throw it out there.
Question. What is a Grand Sheik in the Moorish Divine National Movement or the Moorish Science Temple? What is a Grand Sheik and what is the Grand Sheik function, duties, and who do the Grand Sheik answer to?
Well, first of all, as a Grand Sheik, I have to rise and give honors to Allah. We have to rise and give honors to the Prophet, Noble Jew Ali. We want to rise and give honors to the forerunner of the Moorish movement, the Honorable Marcus Garvey. We also want to give honors to all true and loyal and faithful Grand Sheiks, Grand Sheikesses, Grand Governors, Grand Governoress, Grand Secretaries, Grand Treasurers, Grand Muftis, and anybody else that holds a position in the Moorish Divine and National Movement. We want to give honors to all true, loyal, and faithful Clock of Destiny Moors. We want to give honors to all true and faithful Nuwapian Moors. We want to give honors to all the true, faithful, and loyal members of the Moorish Divine and National Movement, as well as supreme honors to all active Moors worldwide that are doing what they have to get this word out to their people about their nationality and their birthrights. Now, with regard to the question, the first thing I'm going to say, which I forgot to do as well, is supreme honors to RV Bay Publications for making sure that the Moors that are coming into this information have their own online university where they can go to find out anything that they need to find out with regard to their nationality and their birthrights. If you want to know what a Grand Sheik is, what the purpose of that individual is, you're going to go to rvbaypublications.com and you're going to get a book called Administrative Functions off that website. And the Administrative Functions book outlines the duties of all of the titles of these individuals that hold positions of power in the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, and the Moorish Divine and National Movement. In short, just so you can go with the book, but in short, the purpose of the Grand Sheik is to be the trustee of the beneficiaries or trustee for the beneficiaries of the Moorish nation. Depending on what organization / association you're dealing with, you might have different titles. So, for example, in the Great Seal, you have the Emir, right? It's the same concept, different name of an organization, but the concept is the same. The individuals who are the heads are really supposed to be the trustees. Now, just in case some people don't know, we're just going to go to fourth edition Black's Law Dictionary, and we're just going to read the definition of trustee. The person appointed or required by law to execute a trust, one in whom an estate interest or power is vested under an express or implied agreement to administer or exercise it for the benefit or to the use of another, called a cestui trust. Person who holds title to res and administers it for others' benefit. In a strict sense, a trustee is one who holds the legal title to property for the benefit of another, while in a broad sense, the term is sometimes applied to anyone standing in a fiduciary or confidential relation to another, such as an agent, attorney, bailee, etc. Trustee is also used in a wide and perhaps inaccurate sense to denote that a person has the duty of carrying out a transaction in which he and another person are interested in such manner as will be most for the benefit of the latter, and not in such a way that he himself might be tempted for the sake of his personal advantage to neglect the interests of the other. Let's read that part again, right? So that people are clear. So people are clear as to what the trustee is not supposed to do with this position, right? Trustee is also used in a wide and perhaps inaccurate sense to denote that a person has the duty of carrying out a transaction in which he and another person are interested in such manner as will be most for the benefit of the latter, big quotes right now, and not in such a way that he himself or she herself might be tempted for the sake of his personal advantage to neglect the interests of the other. So when you hear now let's put that in relation to Noble Drew Ali, and when he told these Moors, who were the heads of the Moorish Divine and National Movement, he told them in 1929 to read a letter in every meeting to the members, which these people didn't read. But when we go to, we'll take an excerpt from this letter. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. Now remember, keep in mind, trustee, and in such a manner as will be most for the benefit of the latter, and not in such a way that he himself might be tempted, right, be tempted for the sake of his personal advantage to neglect the interests of the other. Now, where is the temptation coming from? Now, this is where the temptation is coming from, why you have to relate Noble Drew Ali to everything. The temptation is coming from this line. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. What fame? The fame of being a prophet. The fame of Allah, the great God of the universe, and we're not being spooky, this is facts. The great God of the universe selecting this individual to be the one, to be the trustor, to be the one to initiate the people classified as Negro, black, colored to get their birthrights back. What's the nobility? The nobility is the fact that he comes from a line of people who have, ever since the foundation of the so-called United States corporate government, ever since its foundation, these individuals from this line, this noble line, have been fighting these people because they have been colonizing land that does not belong to them. And his direct family line, Noble Drew Ali's direct family line, are connected to the Aboriginal indigenous people that have been in this land called the Americas, from south to central to north, and including the islands, for over 10,000 years. So these individuals that have this position neglected to read the letters that were supposed to be read in every meeting, so the people who are the members of this divine and national movement, the nationals of this divine and national movement, so they would know exactly what was going on. The fact that these letters weren't read after Noble Drew Ali passed form lets you know that 99% of these individuals that claimed to be down with the Prophet before his passing, after he passed, they sold him out, they sold you out, they sold out all these people that's, you know what I mean, eating dirt cookies and stuff right now. They sold out all these people who are crackheads right now. They sold out all these people who are lining up for Jordan thinking that they're getting something. They sold out all these people who are begging to find some job, so they're taking anything that they can get when these people are in their land. And they have a vast estate. They have so much land that's untouched, the Americas, that nobody should be suffering. It's no different than what Brother Amaru, that people affectionately call Tupac, said, that there's no way that one guy should win $100 million in a lottery when people are starving. There's no way. It's just not even, it doesn't even make sense that they have all that fiat sitting there, just sitting there waiting for somebody to hit the number, when they can take that fiat right there that they're claiming, you know, is the jackpot, and they can hit everybody off, and everybody could live comfortable for a couple of years. Right? Wow. So the individuals that have these titles are trustees. They're fiduciaries. They have an obligation to you, the people. They're not on the high horse. You're on the high horse. You should be telling them what to do. But, you know, comes back again to people not letting the people know what's up. And because they didn't let the people know what's up, everything's backwards, and then people are going with the fact that things are backwards as if that's the right way. You know, people are going with things backwards like it's forwards.
That's crazy.
And then they end up, you know, where we are right now, where, you know, it's been what, 80? It's been about 90 years. It's been about 90 years since somebody who's quote unquote, you know, Moorish American calling for the unity amongst all Moors. Just go check the record about when they say Moorish convention, and they say, yeah, Chicago, we're gonna have convention, or St. Louis, we're gonna have convention, or Baltimore, we're gonna have convention. You know, Washington D.C., we're gonna have convention. And then when you check the record, and you realize that, you know, that convention or those conventions aren't even near to, you know, gun show convention. Gun show convention have people than more people than Moorish American convention have. Home and garden convention is going to have more people than a Moorish American convention is going to have. Right? And all of this has happened because of the trustees. All of this is happening because of the trustees who know better, who know that they have an obligation to the people. And they've taken the position for 90 years to not administer these people's trust. They're taking advantage of the people. But go get the book. If you really want to know about the titles, go get the book, Administrative Functions. Everything's in there, from Grand Sheik to Mufti, Treasurer, everybody's job, and it's extremely detailed. It's not some vague thing You know what I mean? It's extremely detailed. Get the book, and you'll know what the expectations are supposed to be of these individuals. That's why at our temple, we have the book on the wall. So anybody could get it. It's not some adept chamber thing where, you know, we know what our job is, but the people don't know what our job is. Everybody's supposed to know what the job of the Grand Sheik is.
Wow.
And whatever other title. And just to put it on the record as well, keep in mind that you know, when we say you know, ask a real Grand Sheik, there's others. Like, I'm not the only one that's out there. There's other legitimate Grand Sheiks that are even more legit than me. There's Grand Sheiks that put me on to what the duty of a Grand Sheik is. Right? So don't think this is some, you know, Cujo expedition. And I'm the only one out here that's a real Grand Sheik. There's others that are way more qualified than I am qualified. Right? But like Brother Amazight said, you know, he's a member of our temple, an honorary member, because our position as Moorish Science Temple of America is to follow what Noble Drew Ali said, keep the doors open, and drive the people in, right? And we opened up our temple to people outside of Canaanland because there were so many people outside of Canaanland that were honest, sincere, true Moorish Americans that went to the temple where they live and they saw church going on there. Went to the temple where they live and Grand Sheiks looking them up and down, asking them what they're doing here. Went to Moorish Science Temple where they live and they can't get a Quran. They can't get 101 questionnaire. They can't get this. They can't get that because of the same jealousy of the fame and nobility that Noble Drew Ali talked about. So we just said, you know what? We're going to open it up for anybody who wants to be a member, come on down, but just know that when you become a member of our temple, when you become an honorary member of Canaanland Temple, and you go tell half these Grand Sheiks out here that, you know, you're a member of Canaanland Temple, know that they're going to fight you. You know, and again, comes back to the same thing again, jealousy of the fame and nobility, because in the 1900s, late 1900s, if you go to the Canaanland Moors page on rvbaypublications.com, you will see the article where Noble Drew Ali came out here to Toronto specifically to visit with a man by the name of Oscar Bruton and his wife, Madame Leona Bruton. And Leona Bruton was a big-time activist out here in the mid to late 1900s. Big-time activist, right? And her husband, Oscar Bruton, was one of the heads of the Elks Lodge. And they were so fascinated by the Prophet's program that they wanted to bring him here to establish temples here. This is in the 1920s. They wanted to bring him here to establish temples here so that his missionary work could be done here. Remember, these are people who are already knowledgeable in what has to be done to help the Asiatic people classified as Negro, black, colored, to get them out of that status. They already had, she had, you know, hair stores and community centers out here, Leona Bruton. So when we went to Chicago in 2007, and the Moors that put us on to this information realized that we already had knowledge of self, that we already went through Nwapian school, we already went through NOI school, we already went through Garveyite school, Rastafarian school, metaphysics school, occult school, Black Power school, because because we got tested, right? We got tested. We got sat down and got asked the questions, right? And we qualified ourselves that we knew who we were. Only thing we didn't know is what our nationality was. And those Moors saw it as the fulfilling of Noble Drew Ali's prophecy, because they assassinated him before he started doing the stuff in Toronto. So they saw it as prophecy that there's this big jurisdiction above so-called United States where they know that there's dark-skinned people up there. And in 2007, these individuals decided to take their pilgrimage to Mecca, which we didn't know at that time that that's what we were doing. You know, we're just going to go see what this Moorish thing is about in Chicago. We were really taking the Hajj, because Noble Drew Ali said Chicago is going to be your Mecca. So when we took the Hajj, these Moors said, oh yeah, this is prophecy fulfilled or whatever like that. We're going to give these brothers a charter. We're going to give them everything it is that they need to be Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Moorish Divine National Movement. We're going to give them all the numbers for everybody who we know, and then we're just going to send them back over there and let them do whatever it is that they do.
Now, let me interject right quick. You said that was in 2007?
Yeah.
Now, that's funny, because in 2007, the corporation, United States of America, sent an apology letter out, and also later that year, they signed on to the rights of indigenous people the same year.
Right.
So that was right on time.
So everything was right on time. Right? And then when we came back, 2 years after that, 3 years after that, 2010, Canada signed on. After all these years of not doing anything, all of a sudden now they want to sign on to stuff. Why they do that? You know, and everybody's speculating about Indian stuff and Indian this and Indian that. No, they did that because the Moors in Canaanland were active. They did that because the Moors in Canaanland in 2009 were on national TV. Right? The Moors in Canaanland were on national TV, turbans and fezzes on national news, from Toronto to so-called the capital called Ottawa, all the way to the West Coast called British Columbia, to Calgary, Winnipeg. Front page news. What is it? What's this thing? What's this thing called? Called Moorish Science Temple. What is this? We never heard about this before. Where is this coming from? Right? To the point where they even had, they even did a 3 to 5 minute little thing on Noble Drew Ali. Had Noble Drew Ali on the national news out here. 6 o'clock news, 11 o'clock news. Noble Drew Ali being talked about out here. Right? Prophecy manifesting. Right? So these individuals said, here, take all the stuff. You guys go, do whatever it is, because we know that this is prophecy. Because we've been had the article from the Moorish Guide newspaper, which is from the 1920s, where Noble Drew Ali had the article in there that he's visiting Toronto and he wants to start temples here, and you know, Madame Bruton and Oscar Bruton are talking about, yeah, his program is so amazing. Like, we want to bring him here to do lectures and all that stuff to Toronto. Right? So when you say you're an honorary member of Canaanland Moorish Temple, you're going to get attacked by certain people because we shouldn't be doing what those people's job is, which is to open their doors and let the people come and get their birthright. That's why you have so many people. You know what I mean? You just go on Facebook and say Kudro's name and watch how much people come out the woodworks that I'm a dirty Moor. I'm dirty. Because we open up our temple. Right? Because we open our temple up. Right? Because we have our Noble Juali Day and we post our pictures up and then there's sisters and feathers. Or we have our Noble Juali Day and, sisters who have, who want choose, if they choose, their birthright, they want to wear a weave, they want to put fake nails and stuff like that. Why are you taking pictures with them? They're not Moors and all this type of stuff, right? So, all that to say, again, to stress the point, if you want to know what the job of these individuals are, just go to RV Bay Publications and get the book called Administrative Functions. And, once again, just to put it on the record, if it takes a little long to get your stuff, don't get mad, start bitching about it's taking long, I'm going to cancel my order and stuff like that. You have 2 people that run that site. And they're administering to thousands of people. So, bear with them. They're not dissing. They're not doing, running off with your fiat or whatever like that. But they deal with thousands of people. I know that they deal with in a day. I can say they probably deal with, especially now with this awakening happening right now. They deal with at least 50 to 100 people a day in email. You know what I mean? And I know because I speak with Mother Anita L. And she'll tell me, she'll use that keyword. Well, right now, Kudro, my email's inundated. My email's inundated. You know what I mean? I know individuals like Brother Taj Tariq Bey who I can talk to. And he'll tell me, I shut my email down because I was getting so much emails. Like, I shut the email down. Like, I don't even deal with email because there was so much emails that today you have 100, tomorrow you have 200 on top of the 100 that you didn't even answer yet because people are waking up so much, so fast, right? And which is why the website is as extensive as it is. So people could go there and go study and kind of leave people alone. Instead of coming and asking questions, just go to the website. Guarantee, 100% guarantee. You stay on the website long enough, you're going to get the answer for the question that you're asking. Because that website is extensive. That website is so extensive. Extensive is like, this website's extensive. No, there's no books on that website that's jealous that another book is getting bought more than it. There's no page on that website. I don't get enough views on my page. Every page is getting thousands of views daily. Every page on that website. Right? Because that's the online university.
All right.
I yield the floor on that one.
Shit, brother,
so we didn't even start yet.
We ain't even start yet, man. I thank you for answering that, man. So if you want to know the administration function of any officer, trustees, or any kind of seat of authority, go ahead and get that book, or if you're smart enough, you probably can find it online. But we're going to take the first caller. I mean, the lines is packed, And they got a lot of hands raised. If you would like to speak and ask a real Grand Sheik, go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad. Wow, they jumping. Again, I can't even see it, but we going to make sure we get to everybody. Wow. Okay, it's one of them nights like last night.
I'll try to cut down. I'll try to cut down my answers too, so we can try to get to everybody.
Okay. Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show, area code 719. What's your appellation and what's your question? I'm Amazight Ramondes Bay, calling from Northwest of Maxim.
Greetings. This is Brother Bokari Bottle Bay calling from Northwest of Maxim. Greetings to the panel. Honors to the panel.
Peace and love, man.
Islam. The fam is in the house.
How you doing, Brother Amazight?
How you doing, brother? How you doing? Thank you for your energy, man.
Yeah. Well, Grand Sheik, thank the Grand Sheik Cujo, gave me the heads up this evening, and so I had to call in. And you know, he told me about the show and how wonderful the show is, so I had to call in and support and give thanks to you guys. So a great show. I just want to tell you, I love your show. I've listened to a couple of episodes recently, and I love your show. I love your energy. It's wonderful, and you know, so certainly keep doing what you're doing, you know, because you're right on there. I love that youthful warrior mentality that you have, and just getting right down to it. So speaking of that, I have a question for the Grand Sheik.
Islam,
Grand Sheik. I was, you know, from time to time, I get some phone calls or, you know, individuals asking me questions via social media. And one of the things that I get a lot of is why is there so much confusion when people come into the movement, and why? And then the second thing is, along with that, why is it so hard for people to cast aside that Negro mentality? It's like when they come into the movement, you know, like they want to do good things, and you know, like some of them want to do good things, but it's hard for them to cast aside, you know, some of the bad habits. And so a lot of individuals have been asking me this in the past, like, couple of months, like, what can we do to try to purge ourselves of some of these bad habits as we come into this movement? Islam.
Well, to address the first part of the question, we have to understand, as you know, and this is more so for the individuals that are coming in to this vast wealth of information about their nationality and birthrights. You have to understand that people have taken the position of not giving the information up, right? People have taken the position of knowing what the truth is, but spreading falsehood. So, you know, that's going to create confusion, because remember that everything, when they talk about, when you go do your research on the FBI papers and the infiltration of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the infiltration wasn't done for that time, because they already know that all those people back then were, you know, either they were against the Prophet completely, they were with the Prophet, but because they didn't study, they didn't know what to do after the Prophet left form, right? Or they were not even touched yet. So they were still classified as Negro, black, colored, and, you know what I mean, they had they had their own leaders in those realms that led the people astray away from this. So the Moorish movement from 1929 until maybe, say, the 60s, maybe even 70s, was being run by passive people, was being run by religious, dogmatized people, and was being run by dirty people. And the individuals who were doing good with this were all bundled up as renegades by everybody else whose job was to create the confusion. But the confusion was not for back then. The confusion was for now. But this is why Noble Drew Ali had the prophecy that new Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. And they're going to carry out law and seat you Moors in the back, because you Moors, haven't done your job. This is like for what Brother Amazight Bey is doing is that prophecy fulfilling itself. New Moors coming in with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, meaning that they studied. As far as Moorish movement's concerned, forget all the other stuff. Forget about the Hebrew Israelites and Black Power and Nuwapian and all that stuff. Forget knowing that stuff. We're talking about knowing what Noble Drew Ali brought for the Moors. Right? Knowing that stuff. And realizing that people have been playing around with people's birthrights for the past 80, 90 years. And, it's time for certain people to take a back seat. Oh, yeah, we know that you got grays and your elders and stuff like that, but if you haven't done your job, go in the back. Nothing personal. That's just what it is. Right? And once you study what Noble Drew Ali brought, forget what Cujo said, forget what Taj Street Bey said, forget what Sister Rosmariah said, forget what all these people who we look at as, the master teachers said. Go back to what Noble Drew Ali laid down for Moors. And when you read those things and you put that next to what people who've had this information for the past 90 years say, you'll realize that there's contradictions. And once you realize that there's a contradiction, then there's only one thing for you to do.
Islam. man,
right?
man, that's crazy.
And it's real simple. It's real simple. That's why Noble Drew Ali made it simple. New Moors are going to come. New Moors are going to come with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. Not just seeing and not knowing, or not just knowing but they're blind. They're going to be seeing and they're going to be knowing. Right? What's seeing and knowing? Seeing and knowing means that their tassel's not going to be tacked down to the side. Seeing and knowing means that they're going to be gravitating on 360 degrees of knowledge. Not that fake 360 degrees of knowledge like Nation of Gods and Earths and stuff and call themselves nations when they don't have a nationality. We're talking about 360 degrees of knowing who they are. And they're going to take the old Moors. They're not going to pick them out the car and run them over or nothing like that. They're just going to put them in the back and they're going to take control of the wheel. And carry out what's supposed to be carried out. And as soon as you get Moors who have grays and stuff like that fight in that position, know that those are the COINTELPRO Moors that's been infiltrated this since the 1930s, and they're mad that the prophecy is manifesting itself. But don't get don't get overzealous with your seeing and knowing, because intelligent tone still applies even when you're dealing with dirty Moors.
Right.
Because you don't want to be brought to their level. You want to keep it pristine. You humbly punk them off. You know? Right? You humbly punk them off by doing what it is that Noble Drew Ali said. And then once you do what Noble Drew Ali said, now they can't say anything because you're doing what Noble Drew Ali said. You're not doing your own stuff. You know what I mean? And if you're doing what Noble Drew Ali said and then they're against what you're doing, then that means that they're against Noble Drew Ali, which, you know, lets you know who they are again. It lets you know how deep the infiltration is. Remember that the whole point is to get the people to in their mind think that the leaders are the ones that give the orders, not that they're trustees and fiduciaries. That's where the confusion really comes in. The confusion really comes in that people think that they can't give the Grand Sheik orders. Like people go to the temple. Like it was like somebody brought up on a Facebook message the other day. Somebody brought up when we went to Grand Sheik Nature, Islam to Grand Sheik Nature Al Bay too, and all the Moors in Ashbury Park. When we did the lecture with him and Taj at his temple, and the brother came up talking about how he mentioned Northwest Amexem in the temple, and they called highwaymen on him.
Oh my God!
And then he took it like, you know, he took it like they owe him an apology type of thing, right? He didn't take it like they're dirty Moors and they're violating the law and they should be ousted. And you didn't take it like I'm going to go around and I'm going to get a petition signed by everybody who's a member of this temple to remove that Grand Sheik from office for him violating the law. Because a maxim is in our Holy Quran. That's Noble Drew Ali's teachings. So clearly he's against Noble Drew Ali if he's going to say, you know, don't bring up Northwest Amexem in the temple. Right? And then with regard to the second question, you know, the people are under severe mental slavery. Right? If we think, you know, like we hear in Noble Drew Ali's literature that he came to save us from mental slavery back then. Well, the mental slavery that we have now, ain't no Noble Drew Ali saving anybody from this mental slavery that we got right now. Like, it's going to take collective work to save these people from mental slavery that they got now. You know, it's not going to be just him. Oh, yeah, Noble Drew Ali, just read Noble Drew Ali. No, it has to be broken down to them so they can realize, you know, the mental slavery that they have. Like, for example, like one of the brothers, you know, one of the new Moors, again, new Moors coming in with their eyes wide open, seeing and knowing, right? So he came into the movement, you know what I mean, did some studying or whatever, realized, hey, you know what I mean, this information is real, you know what I mean? I've studied enough to know that this is real. So he put up a Facebook post with him holding a black plate next to his head. right? Right? And
yeah.
It was like shock tests for the people. You know what I mean? And then he took a penny and put it on his hand. And it was a shock test for people. Like people who didn't even know that they were mental slavery realized that they were mental slavery. Like actually stop, like, yeah, the plate's black and doesn't look like the plate, then he's not black or whatever. And and then they'll go ask questions, you know what I mean? Oh, well, how can I find out more about this? And then from there, then we send them to, you know what I mean, wherever we got to send them, and then we leave them alone. If they got a question, they'll ask it. If they don't have any, hopefully they're studying and trying to figure out this mess for themselves. But the mental slavery that our people are subject to in 2016 is way beyond what the people were dealing with in the 1920s. The mental slavery that they have now, in order to be cured from that, they need, collective medicine. They need every Moor who knows the truth about their nationality and birthrights to impart a little bit to them. You know what I mean? So, for example, you have maybe, okay, for example, you have after 1929 to about 1950, you have Emili, who was successor to the Prophet. You have CMB. You have, one or two more individuals, right, that were doing the work that had to be done to make sure that the people get this information. And then from the 50s to the 70s, you have, the Bay of Missouri. You have Jeff Fort waking up all these P-stones and all that. You know what I mean? Getting all these gangsters to wear fezzes and have L and Bay and read Quran and all that type of stuff. And then, from 70s to, and remember that the generations that are past that were doing stuff, that adds on to the new generation, right? So all that stuff added on to Jeff Ford and whatever from Emili and CMB and them. And then all that stuff from Jerry Lewis Bay, Jeff Fort, Chief Malik, all these people added on to the generation with Taj Tariq Bey, Hakeem Bey, Aleem Bey, Sister Raz, all these people, and then all that stuff now is added on to us. Right? This is that collective perspective of getting the information out, because we already know that there's a silver lining amongst all the dirty information that's been put out there about Noble Drew Ali. There's a common theme from 1929 to now, and all those individuals gravitate on the same frequency, and they relate to each other. They know each other. They build. There's no beef. There's no whatever. We can go on each other's show, right? You know what I mean? So now you have, you got, for our generation of Moors, you got Canaanland Moors, you got Brother Abdullah, Moor Civil Letter, you got Amazight Bey Show, you got Rami Salam L with his show, you got Cosmo L Show, you got Brother Bakari doing his Moors and Perception, you got, Sister Sharice coming up, she got show coming up, you got Facebook Live, Amazight doing stuff every day. You got, you know what I mean? People putting out books all over the place, right? Like just people putting out books that you don't even know who these Moors are. They got books. You got brother Al Jameer in New Jersey who has his website, and he's got like 500,000 articles dealing with Moors on his website, right? Articles that Moors never even seen before. You know what I mean? Like extensive information on his website. You know what I mean? Right? You got Brother Sheldon going all over the place, traveling all over, coming back doing Skypes. You know what I mean? You got Moors in the UK waking up, talking about stuff. You got Moors in Australia waking up. You got Moors in Switzerland, Netherlands waking up. You got Moors in the islands putting out stuff about Jamaica, and Jamaicans are Moors and all this type of, like, right? And again, it's this collective idea of all the people vibrating on the same frequency, and this is what is getting these individuals who've been heads for so long so mad, because we're actually fixing the Negro problem. Because remember, they need the Negro problem because that's how they get their little or big buildings with the carpet and the pews and, you know, here, Moorish Science Temple, sing hymns to Noble Drew Ali and all that type of stuff. But they're not teaching nobody nothing. They're keeping people Negro. Right?
That's right.
You know, like we talked about. That's just like with you know, like when we talk about the brainwash or the mental slavery. That's just like the brother that brother Amazight saw on the bus. And the brother's asking him, why is he wearing his fez outside the temple?
What? My goodness. It's your national headdress. You can wear that.
Man,
look,
I was
anywhere you want to.
Yeah, I was trying to build with some sisters, man. They call themselves black, man. He talking about I'm not supposed to do that. I'm the devil. I'm like, what? That's the 101s, you heard me?
Yeah.
Talking about he the babe. I say, look, he said he the babe. I said, well, guess what? You ain't did your job. I'm the bear around here now. You heard me? You heard me? These people got castles around here. They got a church named St. Benedict the Moor. Boy, man, look, man. They got so much, man. Look, man, look, bro. They got, bro. They got so much stuff here. In the open, not in secret. In the open. They got more in the museum.
Brother, but even I even forgot to mention, you know, first time ever in the history of Moorish history, do you have a YouTube dedicated or let's say livicated to Taj Tariq Bey, Brother Noon Najiel, that you go on his stuff and you're getting inside classes that were only on DVD at one time. All that stuff's on YouTube, and then you watch all those, and then you're seeing people like Seth and Rabbi coming up. You know what I mean? You know, Brother Kadar. You know what I'm saying? Like all these Moors that have all this info that you're like, damn, like there's all these Moors out here. I didn't know that there's all these Moors out here that's teaching or whatever, doing classes, doing whatever that they got to do. But, you know, it's the age of knowing right now. So, you know, certain things are going to be put out there because you can't, you know, the truth is only going to stay hidden for so long. You know, you can't suppress the truth forever. You know, all these books that these people burned and stuff like that, they got stuff still around today, or at least access to certain things. You know what I mean? And then one more thing with regard to curing ourselves, specifically Moors that are coming into this, cure yourself of the mental slavery. Make sure Don't be listening to House of Consciousness and these jackasses about, Noble Drew Ali plagiarized Aquarian Gospel, so now you're not going to get the Quran because that's some European whatever. Don't even go there, because trust me, Europeans are using the Aquarian Gospel to save themselves.
Right.
Europeans are saying, oh, well, Noble Drew Ali copied Levi Dowling, so we're not going to read Aquarian Gospel.
Yeah, talking about some guy talking about a modern European talking about he pulled it out of it. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell me your brief now.
They're taking that and they're using that to save themselves. So make sure you take the book that Noble Drew Ali prepared for you, called The Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple. Some have Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Don't worry, it's the same stuff. Get that book. You can get that at RV Bay Publications. Oh, yeah, can't forget Khalifa Media. KhalifaMedia.com. Books upon books upon books upon books on there from all these different Moors all over. Once again, just because it's that time of knowing right now. Right? But when you get the Holy Quran, you're going to go to chapter 3, Elihu's Lessons and the Unity of Life, and get the lessons of your higher self and your lower self, which is gonna take you, further into how to get out of the mental slavery, because it's real simple. It's real simple. The lower self is the carnal self. It's the body of desires. It's only a reflection of the higher self distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. And the higher self is the mother of virtues. So where you want to be at? With the mother of virtues, or in the distorted higher self murky ethers illusion? And then you take, you pick your poison. You know what I mean? Right? So we got those questions answered. You know what I'm saying? And again, we want to say honors to, Brother Bakari for calling in and, you know what I mean, making it known and having questions. And keep in mind that, Brother Bakari is somebody who studies and he still has questions. Right. So nobody can say they don't have questions.
Right. That's my elder. So, I want to thank you, brother. We got a lot of hands raised, man. We got over 65 callers, and I can't check the online, but I know it's crazy. My Facebook is going crazy. My Twitter, everything going on. Like, whoa, what's up? So, thank you, brother. It's a packed show. Thank you for your energy, bro. And I honor you, man. I honor you, man, bro. And I appreciate your energy, brother. This is real big, bro. Real big for me, brother. Have you coming in with the Grand Sheik, man. It's real big, bro. And peace and love, brother.
Peace and love, my brother. I look forward to chatting with you again. You guys have a good show. Islam.
So we're going to take the next caller. Area code 410. What's your appellation? Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show. Well, I'm sorry, 905. I'm sorry.
Oh, hello. Amazight?
Yeah.
Hello, am I getting through? This is Robbie Del Giaco calling again.
So, hey, how you doing? Amazight Bay Show. What's your question?
Oh, hi. Hey, is this Amazight?
Yes, this is.
It's Robbie, buddy. How's it going?
Hey. Hi, I'm doing fine. You got a question for Grand Sheik?
I'm having a little bit of trouble. I just wanted to start by saying I'm having a lot of trouble with my speakers, so you let me know if you can hear me clearly.
Yeah,
we can hear you, bro.
Hear you.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, Islam, Shalom, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. I just wanted to start with that. And I have a humble request for the Grand Sheik.
Go ahead, Mar.
Oh, okay. I I would like if you would to authoritatively validate that by virtue of my father's blood and my melanated eyes and hair, that my roots are intertwined with those of the first Asiatic family. Just to put a smile on my face. I'm not trying to proclaim.
Well, that's valid. That's a valid claim, because
Thank you.
regardless of phenotype, regardless of how we are presented in this fleshly form that we're in, everybody on the planet comes from the Asiatic Moabite mother.
But not everybody may be traced back to the original tribes by virtue of their blood. They were the offspring or mutation of the first Asiatic tribes, who then moved upwards up to the northern regions and went to dwell in caves.
Right. So I liken it to and this is not this is not to disrespect anybody or anything, but this is just to put it in perspective.
And that's not my intention either. That is not my intention.
Yeah, no, this is just to put it in perspective. Yeah, so people can grasp where we're going with everybody comes from the Moabite woman, right? And that even if there's people who are classified as devils or cavemen or whatever like that,
they still owe their life to the divine mother.
It's still a connection to the Moabite mother. So it's like a mother having 12 children, right? And one of the children is mentally, physically, or whatever disabled.
You don't abandon them, do you?
You don't abandon them. You do what you can. You do more so for that one than for the rest of them, because that one can't fend for themselves. So you're going to put extra time into the disabled one, right? To make sure that they have a comfortable, life or whatever.
I couldn't agree more. That is a divine breath, sir.
Right.
That was beautiful.
And this is why Noble Drew Ali told us to learn to love instead of hate.
Precisely. I believe that love upholds truth, which upholds freedom, which upholds peace, which upholds justice, and in that order, I believe that justice is just the natural product of love.
Right, and the only real
I got freedom and peace mixed up. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. The only administrator of justice is Allah.
And I like the Moors, I love the Prophet, and I revere the law.
Islam to that.
Islam shalom. Have a great night.
Islam, brother.
Islam. Thank you for.
And that's a lesson that should be spread to all Europeans. What he just said, no different than the message that Rick Smith is bringing. No different than the message that Peter Moon's bringing. No different than the message that Brother Patrick Crackpit is bringing. That you have to give honors where it's due, and the Moors deserve supreme honors because we're the ones that got them out the Dark Ages and all that. They got compounded interest, like Noble Drew Ali said they owe us.
And what compound interest is.
Right. You know what it means to be in Dark Ages?
Where's my
You know what it means to be in Dark Ages, right? And then we have individuals today, right, that do not have any respect for the Asiatic, Aboriginal, indigenous people, that they're gonna kill somebody's son and throw 6 million at them and talk about everything's cool. You know what I mean? They're gonna kill somebody's son and then they'll put up some freaking sign, talk about we honor, sorry. right?
Wow.
But again, we have to look at the other side. If these people had a prophet that came and told them they're not Negro black colored and they're playing this black BS because of their black leaders that they're listening to, you can't really, you can't really knock it. You know what I mean? You get what you ask for.
Right. Definitely, man.
We can't get into the thing of, jumping on the sinking ship with them because of moral obligations to our brothers and sisters. Our moral obligation is to Moorish Americans. You know what I mean?
Right.
We put people on to the fact that you're not black. If they want to be black, then, you know what I mean, you're going to be getting shot up by yourself. I'm not going to be out there with you, marching and picketing, dodging bullets that are for you guys because you want to stay stateless.
We're going to take the next call. He fell off. He called back. Just go ahead and call back, Robbie. He fell off. I guess his speakers was messing up. So we're going to take the next caller, area code 347. Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show. What's your appellation? Area code 347.
Islam, sorry. My phone was on mute. You can hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you. Islam.
It's Sharice calling from Northwest Messon. I have 3 questions, okay? Just to kind of clarify some of the stuff that's out there. My first question is, what is the difference between the Moorish Holy Temple of Science and the Moorish Science Temple of America? The second question is...
Hold on, let's do it them one by one, because...
Oh, okay, no problem.
We'll do it one by one, because it would be easier for the people to...
Follow
along. All right, so, again, we're going to use Noble Juali to answer all these questions, right? We're going to do our best to use what the Prophet laid down. So what's the difference between the Moorish Holy Temple of Science and the Moorish Science Temple of America? We're going to go to Moorish Leaders' Historical Message to America, right? We organized as the Moorish Temple of Science in the year 1925, and were legally incorporated as a civic organization under the laws of the state of Illinois, November 29, 1926. The name Moorish Temple of Science was changed to Moorish Science Temple of America in 1928 in accordance with the legal requirements of the Secretary of the State of Illinois. The object of our organization is to help in the great program of uplifting fallen humanity and teach those things necessary to make our members better citizens. A national organization with a Rotarian complexion as it relates to branch temples became obvious with the increasing number of inquiries from men and women in different sections of the country concerning the purpose of the organization. There are branch temples in 15 different states at this time. Since the work of the Moorish Science Temple of America was largely religious, the organization has been legally changed to a religious corporation, and an affidavit to this effect has been properly filed in Cook County Recorder's Office of Illinois. Now, the Moorish Temple of Science was and is a civic organization. The Moorish Science Temple of America is a religious corporation. But he said that the object of our organization, not the object of our Moorish Holy Temple or the object of our Moorish Science Temple, the object of our organization is to help in the great program of uplifting fallen humanity and to teach those things necessary to make our members better citizens. So the Moorish Temple of Science and the Moorish the Moorish Temple of Science Incorporated Civic Organization and the Moorish Science Temple of America Religious Corporation are schools. And that's what they are.
Islam. Okay. I just really wanted you to put that on the record. And then another thing, so seriously, because people are confused. So, another thing, nationalization versus naturalization. Can you please distinguish the two? Please, especially for certain sultans, so-called sultans out there. I'm going to let you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so Noble Drew Ali said, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. So before you're a member, you have a nationality that you have to proclaim. Right? Before you become a member of anything, think about it as, always use other people as a reference point. So let's say we're talking to a bunch of Buddhists, right? Are they coming to the Buddhist temple to become Chinese or whatever?
No.
Okay, so why would we be coming to the Moorish Science Temple to be Moors? Right?
People are confused about nationality.
Right. Do people who are involved with yoga, are they going to the yogi instructor to become an Eastern sage?
No.
Or are they going to the yogi instructor to learn?
They're going to learn.
All right. The issue with naturalization is that naturalization can only be done to a foreigner. Right? Noble Drew Ali says that we are descendants of Moroccans born in America. So if we're descendants of Moroccans and Moroccans come from Morocco, that means that that's a nationality. So if we're descendants of Moroccans born in America, that means we're Moroccans. If we are Moroccans and North, South, Central America is part of the Moroccan Empire, then we're not foreigners. Because we're in our land. So there's no need for us to naturalize because we're not foreigners. We're in our land of Morocco over here. And when you speak with the people who claim that naturalize and all that stuff, ask them, one, where's Noble Drew Ali's naturalization papers? And two, where's Noble Drew Ali's oath of amnesty? Because Abraham Lincoln came before Noble Drew Ali. And the oath of amnesty papers came with Abraham Lincoln. So the process of having oath of amnesty papers should have been something that Noble Drew Ali had to do in order for him to be, you know, a citizen. Right? So will that answer your question?
Yes, that does. I'm going to hold this question. But thank you, Grand Chief. Peace to the fans for this. This is a good show.
Islam. Peace. All right, we're going to take the next caller. Caller area code 410. Welcome to the Amazight Biz Show. What's your appellation? Where you calling from? And what's your question for the Grand Sheik?
Islam. I am Hassan Ghazi Obey at Northwest Exum. How's the family?
Islam, more.
All is good.
Peaceful.
Islam. My question is for the Grand Sheik. May you please explain the importance of having a pure heart and sincere intent, and basing everything that you do when awaking to this information, basing it in love.
When you study manifesting your will, right? When you study manifesting your will, you get taught that your intentions have to be pure. We're getting some feedback. I don't know if you can put your phone on mute and then just unmute when you're.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Or just turn down your internet or whatever.
Okay. I'll turn the volume down. Is that a little better?
Yeah. All right. With I'm still getting it, but we'll manage. I don't know. Are you on speaker?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Okay.
You can mute me, Amazight, if you have to.
Okay.
What we realize in studying manifesting your will is that the only way that you're going to manifest your will is if your intentions are pure. You're not going to manifest your will by being overly focused on manifesting your will. So the times when your intent is most pure is when you aren't expecting something. The time when you get the most stuff is when you don't have any expectations. When you have expectations, you block the higher force from using you as a conduit, because remember that if we are to want an outcome, you want to foresee the outcome that you want to manifest. But if the higher force does not have the ability to take control of you, that thing might not manifest. Right? So when we say, Allah in man, that's a invocation. That's opening yourself up to the universe and allowing the universe to use you. Right now, the love frequency, which is why Noble Drew Ali stressed that so much, that we need to learn to love instead of hate, which is why he stressed so much the Holy Covenant of the Asiatic nations, which is really love, spread out. If you look at it like, you have the chakras, 7 chakras, and then if you spread the chakras out, then you have the tree of life, right? So, the Kabbalah tree of life. So the concept of loving and expressing this vibration in its entirety is going to allow the universe to let you in, because the more love that you show, the more open you're going to be to the universe. So we're saying, you see You see a spider in the house, take it outside. Don't kill it. You see somebody sitting on the street looking like, they are homeless, etc. Give them some change, because, if you got bills, you don't need your change. So you can give your change up. When I say bills, like notes. The brilliance of what Noble Drew Ali brought was for us to be the ones that once again bring the world now in this time out of the dark ages. We're in dark ages right now, if you haven't noticed. Right? Yeah, we have technology and we have certain things that seem to be beneficial to mankind, but they're really destructive when you look past the physical object. And the only way that we're going to be able to create or force this change is by us, going back to that covenant, showing love to one another, right? The ones that are vibrating on the frequency, right? Showing love to one another, and then taking that portion of love that we get from each other and then sharing it with others, and, the imbalance comes from individuals who have these teachings, lessons, they're doing opposite with it. So you have the package selling people. You have the people, worshiping Noble Drew Ali like he's some kind of, object to objectify. When it's not about the man, it's about the lessons that he brought. Right? But again, the things that we're doing is really for the future generations, not for us. So we're really in training so that the ones coming after us, they don't have to train. They'll have everything. Everything is going to be done at their will. We're in training so that they don't have to suffer. We're suffering so they don't have to suffer as much as we suffered. Because at the rate that it's going, they're going to suffer too, unfortunately. But we stick to the teachings that Noble Drew Ali laid down, the core things, learning to love instead of hate. That's a core value of the Moorish Divine and National Movement. Uplifting fallen humanity. That's a core value of the Moorish Divine and National Movement. Learning the truth about your nationality. That's a core value. Study, study, study. That's a core value. There are certain things that are extremely important and that must be done by Moorish Americans in order for us to even see a glimmer of change on the horizon coming. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. And then we're like, yeah, we're walking toward this light at the end of a tunnel. But, if the light of the end of the tunnel is a train, you might want to get out the way. You don't want to just be mindlessly following the light. Because some light and darkness is not really light that you want to be moving towards. But again, with higher thinking, higher vibrations, we would be able to pick up on things that are lower vibratory and be able to divert ourselves from being impacted by these off-balance influences. So I will that at least answer somewhat of the question. I know, brother.
We're going. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and ask the Grand Sheik a question, this is all question tonight, no commercials. Press 1 on your telephone pad, and I know there's a lot of people with their hands raised. We definitely going to get to you. This is a great show, so we're going to go to the next caller. Caller, area code 678. Welcome to the Amazight Day Show. What's your appellation? Where you calling from?
This is Tatiana L. calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Peace, fam.
Islam.
I was listening to that last question, and it's quite interesting. And I wanted to add a little piece to it. And it is my belief that with the key of a pureness of heart, it will resonate love, allowing the universe to open a portal, therefore manifesting the thing that the soul needs or desires at that moment.
Right and exact.
I just wanted to put that little piece in there.
Islam.
It's a great show. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
That's what's supposed to be going on. Learning. That's what this is all about. It's all about learning.
Right,
It's not about recitation. It's not about parroting stuff you hear people say. It's about expansion.
Okay. And growth.
Constant elevation, constant growth, constant expansion, never stagnation.
I absolutely. Yep. Loving it.
Islam. Thank you for your energy, sister. Thank you for your energy.
Anytime.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Okay, we're going to take the next caller. Area code. Wait, give me a second. Be all over the place. Area code 314. Welcome to the Amazight Day Show. What's your question for the Grand Sheik?
Hey, man, Islam brothers, man. I love what y'all doing, man. And I just got a couple questions. So, the Cujo, how did you, what process did you have to go through to become a Grand Sheik? And for other Grand Sheiks that went through the same process as you, how come it seems as if they don't operate the same way that you do in honor?
You got some background TV going on. Something. You got some background noise.
Okay, I'll mute it. And I'll come back on.
Right. All right.
Like we said from earlier, as far as the process, the Moors tested our worthiness. It was myself and Brother Hanif, who at that time was the assistant Grand Sheik, and they tested our worthiness to see if we were knowledgeable enough in we'll say the lessons of the Holy Quran without the Holy Quran. So did we know about metaphysics? Did we know about occult sciences? Did we know about ancestral worship, libation, orishas, Santeria, mushrooms and, tapping into your higher self, things like that. Were we knowledgeable in occult sciences, whether it's from a ritualistic perspective, candle magic, whatever. Did we have a history of our people's existence on the earth plane. And this is just conversation test, like not, put a paper in front of us and, check off A, B, C or whatever like that. This is just in conversation, some hours of conversation. And after that conversation, they said that, we were knowledgeable enough to go through the Adab chamber. At that time, not knowing that, everybody is supposed to be Adab, right? Like if you say that you're a Moorish American, you're supposed to be Adab, right? It's not a thing of, when Noble Drew Ali said Adab chamber, right? The Adab chamber, being the Grand Sheik and the Grand Governor and etc., those weren't people with superior knowledge. Those were people who were knowledgeable enough to handle the affairs of the members. So it wasn't a knowledge thing, right? It wasn't a thing that these people have superior knowledge. It was a thing that these individuals are ones that can speak on behalf of most eloquently. These are the ones that can go to anybody out here and they will be accepted into other ranks, right? So like for example, with when you go into the Moorish literature and Noble Drew Ali saying, those who doubt if my principles are right, go to those that know law, right? The ones who know law are your trustees. So upon being seen worthy amongst these adepts, they put us through the adept chamber, right? And then in going through the adept chamber, you go through the rituals. You read chapters from the Red Book, which is the mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood. Because again, remember, they were doing these things with us because they knew that dirty Moors were going to challenge us when we come out saying we're Grand Sheik and we're Grand this and that and we have a charter and whatever like that. They knew these things were going to happen. They didn't explain this to us before we became Grand Sheik and all that. They made it like, this is just part of what's supposed to go down, right? They didn't necessarily put it to us like, the only reason that we're doing this is because you're going to get challenged by dirty people who, don't want people like yourself in these positions that are going to change the status quo of what a Grand Sheik is, right? Which leads into your next question, right? That they saw it extremely sincere that we decided to take a 14-hour bus ride from Toronto to Chicago to meet some individuals that we only had online conversations with. Right? They took that as like supremely sincere. And just to put it on the record, you're looking at Grand Governor Aki Bey, Grand Sheik Daweed Ali El, and Divine Minister Kenyu Umar Bey. Right, so these were the main individuals, right? And the individual that set up the whole trip for us to even come and check out the temple was Brother Malik Shakur Bey, who's on Facebook as Richard Neal Bey Jr. right? And we went through the adept chamber together, right? So when you ask the question about, you know, Grand Sheiks being in honor, the status quo of Grand Sheiks in 2007, 2008 were, you know, dirty Moors, just to be blunt. And then anybody who was not classified as dirty Moor, the dirty Moors called those people renegades. So at that time, one of the biggest renegade so-called Grand Sheiks was Nature El Bey, because he was talking about right to travel. He was talking about, you know, going to sue police departments and sue chiefs of police and stuff like that. And a lot of Moors were against that activity back then. Like a lot of Moors. There was a lot of Grand Sheiks, Grand Governors who I dealt with personally that would talk all types of BS against Grand Sheik nature under the guise that, you know, we're new Moors to this, so we don't really know who's who or whatever like that. So they talk BS about any and everybody. You know what I mean? But, you know, not knowing that these were individuals who we already dealt with, you know what I mean, had conversations with, you know, they dealt with us like brothers, whereas the dirty Moors dealt with us like employees of the Moorish movement. Like we're just another branch of employees, and, you know, the protocol is ABC, and you need to follow this. And you know, I heard, like, I used to get straight calls from Grand Sheiks. You know what I mean? Yeah, we saw your video about whatever. You can't say that and stuff like that. And, you know, once you study, because remember, you know, one thing that I really appreciate about the Moors in Chicago that brought us in is that they didn't hold back anything from us. Like, they gave us everything. You know what I mean? Like, they gave us stuff that, there's stuff that I still have today from 2007 that I haven't even looked at yet. That's how much stuff they gave us. You know what I mean? You know, so with us having all this information, you know, and we're taking the bus back and we're reading all this stuff and we're like, damn, like, what the hell is all this? You know what I mean? What is all this about? You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, we have this charter. You know, we didn't get no explanation. Because remember, this is all, keep in mind too that this all happened on a weekend. We came in on a Friday and we left on a Sunday. So we didn't really get, you know what I mean, our feet wet until we were on the bus and actually going through the information. And while we're on the bus, we're calling them about stuff like, yo, I'm reading, you know what I mean, whatever book, and they're saying this, like, what is this talking about? And then they'll give us a little breakdown. Then we get back and, you know what I mean, go through some more stuff, and they give us a little bit more, you know, but ultimately it was about us finding it out for ourselves. And, you know, it turned into us being on the renegade list for a little while until we started just not caring about, you know, people who had stuff to say, you know, and then that's where you get into individuals being directly sent at us. You know, this is when we're talking about the Ali Muhammad debates and the Lord Abed debates and things like that. These are individuals that were directly sent from whoever to try to throw us off. Even Aboriginal law firm at that time, who today is Marrakesh Society, even those Moors were coming at us, knowing that we had connections with R.V. Bey and, you know what I mean, Taj Tariq Bey, Grand Sheik Nature and all that. You know, they were still trying to push the whole, you know, we need to file UCCs to be free and all that on us, you know. So, you know, the whole idea of us being in honor all comes from recognizing that, you know, we've had certain experiences happen that let us know that the prophet is really looking down from the soul plane. And if the prophet's looking down from the soul plane, then that means that Allah is real. And we weren't trying to get in bad with Allah. Like we weren't trying to get in bad with the higher force. We weren't trying to get in bad with the ancestors. We wanted to make sure that we're for lack of a better term, renegade, but us being renegade was more so due to frustration of having to deal with people who had this information and did nothing with it. You know what I mean? Like Brother Amazight was talking about earlier on the Facebook that, like I came out of my mom's womb destitute. My mom was destitute. Why? You know what I mean? We got this vast estate. We have this prophet that did so much stuff to us, and you're telling me that I had to get this information at 33 or whatever? You know what I mean? I didn't have this information when I was a little youth man. Something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with you know what I mean, having to live as Negro black colored, which is an illusionary realm. That's not even real. And we rep that to the death. Like there, we held that black stuff high. To come to find out now that all that stuff was an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And people actually pushed us to go in that direction. It wasn't even like we picked it up on ourselves. People actually pushed us in that direction. Realized that all that stuff is fake. And then you come into the Moorish information, right? And then you come into Moorish information, and then you're studying that, and then you reach a level where you realize that, damn, there's people in this who are playing around with this.
Yeah,
so
you know what I'm saying?
Black color people, right?
Yeah.
There's Moors that's playing around with this,
I talk to Amazight about that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just how many dirty Moors it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I give all thanks to the both of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually the young boy that you was talking about earlier that was on Facebook that took a picture. You know what I'm saying, with the black plate.
Yeah. Right.
And I just want to say this to people on the phone, man, that people that may be listening, that may be hesitant on pressing that one thing I can say is, so when I first hit Cujo up on Facebook, he came to me straight, like, I sent him a message, and he was basically like, look, you know what I'm saying, you got to be serious about this because I don't play around with it. So long story short, you know what I'm saying, we exchanged numbers. I hit him up. We had a conversation. You know what I'm saying, we built a little bit. You know what I'm saying, he told me to study, sent me to RV Bay. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on there ever since. And it's just the information that I've been coming across. You know what I'm saying? It backs everything up. You know what I'm saying? That I've been seeing him post, that I've been seeing Amazight post. And it's like the information is out there for people to get. You know what I'm saying? You just have to want to know it. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard to let go of those beliefs that you have. But belief is not the same as knowing. Yeah, at one point in my life, I did believe that I was Negro, black, and colored, and African American because that was the doctrine that was pushed off on me by other people. But I didn't know no better because I wasn't competent enough to know that I wasn't those things. You know what I'm saying? As Amazight always say, man, why you people lying to the mirror? Y'all look in the mirror every day. Y'all wake up and you don't see nothing about yourself that look black. Some of y'all hair ain't even black. Mine ain't even black. My hair's sandy brown. So ain't nothing about me black. But they got us still, you know what I'm saying, lying to ourselves. Like, we talk all the time, like, you got leaders, so-called leaders like, Farrakhan and, these Tariq Nasheeds and these Umar Johnsons talking about black and Pan-Africans. Man, if you're a Pan-Africanist, show me your passport and show me your nationality card where it got African on it. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Right.
So it's like, for people that, like I said, that's new to this, because I'm still new and I'm still learning, but I just want to let you know, man, that don't be hesitant, don't be afraid to reach out to these brothers because, you know what I'm saying, they answer my questions, you know what I'm saying, they answer my call, but they didn't hold my hand either. He just pointed me in the right directions to where I could go study for myself and on my own, so I can become competent to where I can stand on my own square and I can, know the stuff for myself, not because I'm trying to regurgitate something somebody else told me. And I can confidently take pictures with a black plate, and I can explain to people why I'm not black, Negro, or colored, because those are not nationalities. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody say, what is a free white person, that's a political status. Black and white are statuses, and black is the lowest caste, the lowest status you can be in the caste system. You know what I'm saying? So when people be asking, well, what do you mean you're not black, you're not white? Nobody's black or white. I got a 40-year-old descendant, and I took him to the park, and I asked him, what's the color of this seat on this swing? He said, black. I said, is your skin that color? He said, no. 4 years old. If my descendant can understand that and understand that, how come the adults can't?
Yeah.
4 years old.
And also too, like, keep in mind that when the brother says, I called him up and then he sent me to RV Bay, and ever since then I've been studying. That's really what it's about. It's not about what we say or how we say it or whatever. It's about what are you getting from studying the information, because everybody is brought onto the earth plane in their own time and space. And in your own time and space, you're going to have your own perception of what this looks like to you. It might not look the same as it looks to me, right? Like, that's why, I use the example of the brother doing the plate thing, because that's what it looked like to him. You know what I mean? Like, to him, this is what this looks like. As far as me getting this message out to other people who I know that, need to know that they're not black. This is how I'm going to put it out. You know what I mean? Myself, I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm an MC. I'm going to put that in my music. You know what I mean? Brother Hassan said, well, I'm going to do it in this way. Amazight said, I'm going to do it in this way. Somebody else is going to find some other way that they're going to do it. But that doesn't mean that we're doing things different or separate. It's just our perception of what it is. And, one of the biggest acts of disservice that heads of the Moorish movement have done is try to own people's learning. You know what I mean? They've taken the position of telling people, no, they can't do something. Nah, you shouldn't do it that way. Or, well, Noble Jolie said that you know what I mean? As soon as they start going there with your birthright, know that they're about to play you, or they're trying to play you. Because this is your birthright. You're supposed to use, let me get that quick just to read that. In the 101 questionnaire, there's the additional laws at the back, right? And Act 5 says all members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so. Right? Let every member exercise their 5 senses. Because you have your own 5 senses that are vibrating on a certain frequency. Some people got 20/20 vision. Some people got less than that. Some people could bench press 500. Some people can't lift 10 pounds, right? But it's about how you view this. And once you have those principles as your foundation, right? It's like you have 5 pillars, right? You have 4 corners and then 1 in the center. So you have a foundation, and you build your foundation on those 5 principles. You don't have to worry about what people are going to say or how they're going to think what you're doing or whatever like that, because you're basing it on the principles, and everything that you do is based on those 5 principles. But that's a good example of taking this information and using it how it's supposed to be used in order to help other people. Because in helping other people, you help yourself.
Islam, man. Islam to the Moors.
All right. We definitely take the next caller. We got 10 seconds to the live feed. Go ahead, all the callers that's online. Go ahead and call in. Everybody else, we will get to you. Go ahead and press 1 on your keypad. And we about to take the next caller. Caller area code 248. Welcome to the Amazight Base Show. What's your appellation? And what's a maximum? What's your question for the Grand Sheik?
Islam. My appellation is Keenan English L. Just wanted to say peace to all the Moors. And actually, this is more of a statement than a question. It's for, peace to all you brothers, because you guys are doing the work of the prophet. And this is to Brother Cujo, because this is the brother that I reached out to, and he got back with me. And not only did he get back with me, but he actually linked me up with people in my area locally. Now you got somebody that's thousands of miles away, but yet he can link me up with my people in my area. So peace and honors to him and to all the other brothers that are doing the same. And I'm sharpening my sword, trying to get myself into the right frame of mind. So I just wanted to call in and pass on that energy, and I appreciate everything that you brothers are doing.
Islam,
Mark. Thank you.
Peace and love, brother. We're gonna take the next caller.
And before you take the next caller too, another thing with regard to perspective, right? Recognize that all these Moors calling in from all over the country, right? All these Moors on this call that's listening. This is unity. Right? The same unity that people are saying that the Moors don't have. How come the Moors are so separated? Why is there so much confusion? It doesn't sound like there's any confusion on this line.
Not at all.
It doesn't sound like there's misconcepts going on this line. When you listen to MHHS, it doesn't sound like there's misconcepts going on there. You know what I mean? So, it's misrepresentation to say that there's no unity amongst the Moors, right? Because we're an example that there's unity. Just like the brother just said, he's in a particular jurisdiction, and I'm not in his jurisdiction, but I was able to connect him with Moors that are in his jurisdiction. That's unity.
Right, you do that all the time with me. No matter where I'm at on the continent, you be like, look, I'm going to send your boy at you. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
I had to redirect somebody that called me. We ain't from Canaanland. I'm like, well, hold up. At Islam, he was on the line the other day, man. He working it out, man. He working it out, man. All right, we're gonna take the next call. That's what I'm talking about. We good on this side, you feel me? But we don't play with we you know what I'm saying? We about that work, and we don't got time to play, man. All these dirty Moors, bro, all this confusion, bro. Like the Grand Sheik said, we all on the card over here. That's them playing the reindeer games, you heard me? So we're going to take the next caller, you heard me? Area code, wait, hold on, give me a second. Because we might have some same hands up. Go ahead and press 1 on your telephone, and it's still paying. God dog, I appreciate y'all energy tonight and every night, you feel me? The Well, you know what? Since we started the Amazight Bay Show, we started with 150 callers right off the back, and like I said last night, the other night, it was over 800 callers and over. I want to say, I think it was 100 callers on the line the other day. So definitely, the word is definitely getting out, and basically, you feel me? That's my Grand Sheik, you feel me? And my first call was to Moorish History and Heritage School, and then from there, you know, I talked to two brothers. You feel me? Two brothers, and that was Mario L. Bay and Grand Sheik Cujo Ottawa L. And like the other brother said, man, get you to some active Moors and stick with them, and you're gonna be all right. You don't have to call everybody, woo, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Cujo sent people to me. You know what I'm saying? Other Moors sent people to me. You know, I'm in the territory or whatever. And as you can see, we united, and we on the same accord. So, you feel me? We about that work, and all we can say is, man, there's a whole lot of love on this side, you feel me? A whole lot of love, as you can see. So we're going to take the next caller. Go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad if you would like to ask the Grand Sheik a question. If you don't want to ask, or you already have, go ahead and press 1 on your telephone pad, and that's going to take you out of the queue. We're not doing no commercials or nothing. We're going straight through and get some of these questions. So if you want to ask the Grand Sheik, don't be afraid, because you don't have, I guess, adept knowledge, even though we're supposed to. When you find out you're a Moorish American, that's basically adept knowledge. But at the same time, go ahead and press 1. Don't be afraid to ask a question. But we have too many callers, and I guess since we dropped the live feed, we did lose a lot of callers that had their hands up. But, you know, we know how they go. So I'm going to just open up the line. I really don't know if you called or you called back or whatever. So, but you can press 1 on your telephone to take you out the queue. So I'm going to just open the line back up. I believe. Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show, area code 678. Hello, caller 678. Area code 678-308. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me. I had my phone on mute. I have a question. Well, it's been on my mind for the longest time now, and since I've been studying about the Moors and the fact that Grand Sheiks are representative, they are like our voice, the voice of the nation that we're actually trying to bring together at this point. When is there a body of sheiks that can actually speak on our behalf as a people in general when it comes to different things that are hitting us from different perspectives right now in life, like the injustice that's being done to our young brothers on the streets and our sisters, the water situation in Flint, Michigan, the GMO that's being put in our food, and the list goes on. When is that body of representatives going to stand up and speak on our behalf, and will they be heard?
Well, if we look at from a domestic perspective, if we use Flint for an example, there's Moors. There was brother Diallo Sekou, who took the position of being a representative of the Moors and filling up trucks and taking water down there.
Okay.
Brother Farouk Bey did the same thing. Went around to Moors, took donations and stuff like that, and went and donated on behalf of the Moors, water to Flint. Like we're talking about taking trucks down there, not some, bottles or whatever.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Is it were they heard? We don't care because we're just doing our duty as Moors.
Okay.
It wasn't something that was done so we can, get a certificate from Flint mayor saying, oh yeah, the Moors gave us 100 gallons of water. Thank you, Moors.
Right.
We get our praise and we get our praises from Allah for what we do. Because we know that the real payback is karmic, not necessarily verbal or whatever.
Right.
With regard to like all the murders and stuff like that happening. This is where it comes into people taking the position like what ourselves, RV Bay, Amazight, all the other active Moors taking in getting this information out to the people.
Right. One of my thing I guess I was referring to when I asked that question is, take for instance the ID card that us can get. Why is it that it isn't made like a law, or it's made known publicly so that these different congressmen, senators, whoever, can be sure and advise the different police departments of the laws that governs us as a nation, and the simple fact that once we produce or present that ID and stand on our square, and we're not disrespecting them or being rude by law, because someone has stood their ground and made sure that we have that right, the police officer will see that badge and look at us in fear and be like, peace, have a good day. Question us no more. That's what I'm trying to figure.
We know of Moors in different jurisdictions where that's how it goes. They don't have issues. Right? So when we look at how come this thing isn't all across the board,
right?
It's more so because the activity is not all across the board. Right? Like there's more Moors in fear of exercising their birthright than there are Moors who are strong and willing to stand on it. Right?
Yeah.
So, and it's not a thing of fear in a negative sense, or those people are punks because they don't want to stand up for their birthrights or whatever like that, because you're dealing with certain jurisdictions, they put a noose on your neck or whatever. So yeah, you should be careful. When we look at it's like a guy pulls a knife or a gun and says, give me your wallet. Is your life worth your wallet? Probably not. So give up the wallet. Doesn't mean that you're a punk and stand up. It was probably an intelligent thing to give up the damn wallet opposed to give up your life, and you get your life and the wallet. Right? But the other part of it is that the colonial powers know that if they yield to a Moor that stands up on his birthright, it's pretty much done for them. Like it's pretty much over for them. Yeah, because remember that
more times than not, right?
Yeah, because they're not looking at it from the Prophet's lessons perspective. That learn that these Moors are about love and whatever like that. They're looking at it like if we get back in power, we're gonna do to them the same stuff that we did to them before.
So it's out of fear then.
Right. So it's out of fear. Right? They're not looking at it like how we're looking at it. Like how you said. You know what I mean? We just want them to see our stuff, recognize that we're whatever, and then you go about your business. Right? But them doing that is going to give confidence to Negro, black, colored people that this is where they're supposed to be.
But shouldn't it be a right, though? Regardless of how they feel behind all of that? What I'm basically saying...
Go ahead, sis.
Well, I'm just basically trying to look at it from a congressional perspective where if it's made law, flash your ID, there's just no more question. We shouldn't even have to explain ourselves.
Well,
no, but that's what I'm saying.
Everybody what?
Everybody's calling themselves black. That's the problem.
Right. So, okay.
If we was all to declare nationality, we would have no issue. We would get compensated.
There would be no issue. Yeah.
It would be no issue. They owe us, and it would be no issue. But I want people fighting against what's for them. Like, we never got compensated. They still calling themselves property. They keep calling themselves it, man. It's like, dude, wake the hell up, man. Like, we never got compensated. This is our land, But then that means they got to study because they gotta realize how to be a governor, how to be a mayor, how to do this, how to run a country. They just want the benefits, but they talk about they want justice, but they don't know the first thing. They don't even know who they are. And when you tell them who they are, they don't want to accept it, you feel me? But guess what? Our babies dying in the street, and we still going begging for them when they owe us on our land. We the landlords. I'm ready to collect rent, me. I'm ready to collect rent. And they holding us up, you hear me? So it's our own people. It's like, they like, well, we got Moors over here, but they got Moors, they call themselves black. So, that's why they signed the rights of indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? So they got legislation that's put on there, and then we predate that anyway. But it's like our own people. They holding us back. Because once we all say Moors, they can't do that anymore. They got to move out the way.
So basically what you're saying in a nutshell is once the reprogramming process has started and many of our people have done away with that whole quote-unquote black and we learn our birthright and accept our what was given to us at birth, then basically we'll be free.
Yeah.
They'll recognize us
because remember, like keep in mind as well, right? Keep in mind as well that the main organizations that are around today that are for the liberation of our people, those individuals either had direct contact with Noble Drew Ali, right? Like direct contact with him, right? Or they were members of his organization.
Okay.
Right? So we have a situation now where today now these individuals that are part of these certain organizations, they are coming to the realization that something's wrong.
That's my point exactly. Go ahead.
No, like a sister called me the other night, right? She's from the NOI, diehard NOI, right? Diehard. And, she was talking about, honors to Elijah Muhammad and, we saw Savior's Day when Farrakhan brought up Noble Drew Ali and, you know what I mean? It's all good, but, isn't nationality important? Shouldn't we have a nationality? This is somebody in the NOI talking. You know what I mean? Like she came to the realization herself based on her studies that, hold on a second, okay, forget that Elijah Muhammad was part of the Moorish Science Temple and all that. Let's just go with the fact that they're calling themselves Nation of Islam, right? If we're calling ourselves a nation, we should have a nationality. Okay, well, what's their nationality, sis? Well, I think it's Black Asiatic, but if I listen to the Moors teaching, we can't say that we're black. And Asiatic is not a nationality because Chinese are Asiatic, but they have a nationality still. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with the more that we do to put the information out, the more that people's wheels start turning about the importance of nationality. Right? But it's like the saying, you could lead a horse to water. We can beat them in the head all day about how important nationality is, but until they see how important it is for themselves, they're not going to take the steps to proclaim it.
Okay. Well, I was on a blog. I was on a blog talk show yesterday, I think, or the day before, and there was a brother. I think his name was Johan L. They call him Buck. He's a Rastafarian, and basically what he was talking about, and it sounds very interesting to me because he is basically talking about the things that I'm questioning. When are we going to be recognized and respected?
Well, we already recognize
when we have a nationality.
We already recognize. We set up everything on this planet. They know who we are. It's us. They know who we are. We created this government.
Why are we still having problems?
Because
why are we not doing something to get these people that are killing our kids illegally? Are there things that we can do?
But again, like okay, now let's look at right what you were saying, right? When are we gonna get these people that's killing our kids, right? Now, if a kid is a baby goat and they're killing baby goats, what's human beings gonna do about that?
Okay, let me correct myself. Our children, our offspring, our future.
Now, remember, you're one individual that said that. Now, put what you said in the public now, and this is how our people talk. And they claim that they're conscious and they know themselves, but they're calling their children kids. They're calling themselves black. Are people supposed to take them serious?
Well, yeah, no, not necessarily. But remember, we're all in a period of awakening where everybody's actually starting to wake up. I heard you said earlier that we were programmed from birth. There are things that were pushed in us, drilled in us through the educational system, through the religious system, through the communities. Things that were drilled in us, that were taught to us, that we had no other options because obviously we were still walking in the darkness. So, it is going to take some time. Everybody, you and I might grab the information and be like, okay, that's it. As of today, I'm no longer going to be called black. But there are those that are still suffering from cognitive dissonance, and they're not believing.
This is why I brought up that there's people that are part of these organizations, whether they're part of an organization or not. The point of the matter that since 1913 we were told that we're not Negro black colored, that we're Moors.
Right.
And it's 2016 and people still call themselves black. Why? Because James Brown, who's a brother, Martin Luther King, who's a brother, Elijah Muhammad, it's not Europeans that has us in this.
That's labeled exactly our people, our leaders.
Right. So now, if it's our leaders, it's just like we were talking about on Saturday. A brother, Martin Luther King, came to his senses and told his people, you know what? I think I'm leading my people into a burning building. I need to change how I'm doing stuff, right? And it was a brother. It was a brother at the congressional hearing that said, I stepped out the way so they can get a clear shot of Martin Luther King.
Wow.
A brother said that. And this is 60s.
And he's still living.
That's not a long time ago. That's only 40 years ago. Right?
Right.
So
we have a lot of sellouts among us then.
Exactly. And what's the issue? Nobody's ever challenged or got rid of the sellouts. Everybody lets them chill under this thing of, oh, well, we're all, one people. And ask Chinese people what they do to traders. Ask Russians what they do to traders. Ask anybody with a nationality what they do to people who are about treason.
Well, this brother was basically, he was talking about it's an excursion that's going to New York on the 18th of May. They're going to be sitting down at a round table with the UN, the representatives of the UN, so they can actually bring about a movement or a...
but remember, the UN already told these people, you have a right to a nationality since the 60s.
Right, and that's what they're going to act upon.
Them going and having a sit down with United Nations, who's not the United Nations of the 60s, those people are worse colonizers than the 60s guys.
So you don't think you'll get anything accomplished?
They're not sitting down with them for any justice or nothing like that. That's just for them to be around a little bit longer. Well, the reality of the situation is that, they're putting the UN before their profit. How are you going to go sit with the UN to talk about nationality, but you don't want to sit with Noble Drew Ali and Moors? That's counterproductive.
Right.
You know what I mean? But again, it comes back to that thing. Why aren't they going to sit down with Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moors? Because they were taught that this is some religious, Islamic, black Islamic, whatever, and they think that they have nothing to do with this because they're not looking at it as birthright.
Okay.
They're looking at it as we're some organization and they're some organization, and they can't be part of our organization because their leader said black power and ours said black means death, so they don't want nothing to do with this. When this is birthright that we're dealing with. We're dealing with nationality. Right? And then the other part of it is how come the UN doesn't just tell these guys, you guys are Moors. What are they meeting about? Why the UN just tell them? They don't need to meet. They can go on the news and say, hey, you know what? All Negro, black, color people, you guys are Moors. Proclaim your nationality.
Bro. I bet you get popping then.
I bet you get popping then. But do they want it popping? Probably not. Because once it gets popping,
we will never get that privilege to be on the airwaves and state that or proclaim that.
That's why we have our own.
I was on C-SPAN. I did it. I was on C-SPAN, love, when the Pope was here. That's on the record. On C-SPAN.
Okay.
I was. The people gotta want to do it, man. Everything, it's like they playing human chess, man. They prolonging it. If all we gotta do is declare our nationality by the trillions, game over. They still got to compensate us.
Because remember that the so-called Negro, black, color people are the only ones that don't have a nationality.
Exactly.
Everybody else has a nationality
and got paid.
Right? So now you have these people claiming that they are founders of civilization and they built pyramids and whatever like that, right? And then you have other people in the world who recognize that these people are their God. And then they have, statues in their name, buildings in their name, celebrations in their name, and all that type of stuff. But these individuals don't want to recognize who they are. Whose fault is that? European?
No. The ones that don't want to change their nationality.
Until our people realize the importance of nationality and proclaiming it and declaring it, here's where they will be. Because I have a nationality, so I'm not even playing the game of, our people getting shot up. No, they're shooting up Negro, black, colored people. They're not shooting up no Moors and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They're not violating us, because I know Moors who don't get violated.
Okay.
And the ones that do get violated, I know that they're violated because those individuals have some type of sphere of influence where they are, and they need to suppress that. And have people think that, being a Moor means you're going to get arrested. Being a Moor means that you're anti-government. Being a Moor means that you're against the law and stuff like that, to get our people to not gravitate toward their birthright.
So I guess it's time we try to dispel all those myths.
Well, we've been doing that. It's time that the people, just like Noble Drew Ali said, right? Think and save yourself.
Right.
Our people aren't thinking.
Right. That's what when I use the term we, I'm thinking about the sleepers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
And you got Beyonce coming out telling these people they Moors and they still playing around, man. Like, like, come on. She put the
what do they want? You know what I mean? They got, and again, they honor Prince and all that stuff. Prince came out, told them that they're Moors, made a song about it and all that stuff. They don't want to hear what he's saying. Friggin' Michael Jackson came out, converted to Islam, called himself Mikael and all that, but they don't want to hear that. But they honor Michael Jackson, though. They're going to moonwalk all over the goddamn place, but they're not going to proclaim their nationality.
And Prince told you he was a prince. The whole
right?
You know what I'm saying? From day one.
From day one.
Yeah.
Right? And yes,
a male or female in law. That's a nobleman. That's a male or female in law, a prince. Your descendants are prince.
Right.
We royal.
Absolutely.
And this is why we, as Moorish Americans, get with each other, form a cohesive unit, and do what it is that we have to do for the future generations.
Okay.
Because trust me, you know what I mean? Like, if it, we're a select
few.
We're God's elect.
Okay.
Because half of us, 99% of us were Negro, black, colored. We came out of it, so nobody has no excuse.
Okay.
Who has an excuse? You know what I mean? I came from streets selling drugs and stuff like that, buying Jordans and all that. What's the difference between me and somebody else who's doing that right now? There's no difference. You know what I mean? All it took is thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Using your common sense. You're not black because you look in the mirror, you're brown. So if you're brown and you're not black, then don't call yourself black. Okay, well, the next logical question is, if I'm not black, what am I?
I'm Moor.
And then you come to that realization, forget about religious stuff And, you know, should I convert to Islam and on all those all that stuff is irrelevant.
I'm not with that at all.
You know what I mean?
Strictly
but all that is irrelevant. The point of the matter is that, you know, you say that you're, you know, I came here on a slave ship. All right, well, you know, you weren't a slave at one time. No, I wasn't. What were you then? As soon as you trace yourself back in history, you're going to bump into 1492, and then you have 700 years of Moorish history all over the world. But they're not Moors. You know, they're not Moors, though. You know, they're everything else before Moors, but they're going to skip over Moors and then be slaves, and then not be Moors.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you know, and this is and the world. This is why the world is frustrated, and they're just killing these people because clearly these people don't want to be free. Like what do you want? What do you want us to do? You know what I mean? We put out all these books. They're gonna say, "Oh, that's the white man's book. We can't read that." When they look in those books, everything's in there telling them that they're Moors and that Negroes are property. You know, and then Negro is Spanish for black. So you know, blacks are property. But they don't want to go with that because, you know, a white man wrote that book. And then their brother who wrote a book is calling them black throughout the book and call Egyptians black and, you know, this people black and those guys black and these guys over here black and ancient people are black and land is black and all this stuff is black. They're not verifying anything, just spewing BS at them, and they're sticking to that. Let them get what they get, unfortunately. But, you know, there's going to be collateral damage in war. That's just what it is. It's nothing personal.
Right.
And our duty as Moors is to put this information out to get those of them that have their wires connected properly in their brain still, that they can at least, you know, try to salvage a little bit of their soul.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're not going to say, you know, we're not, you know, 10 years ago we were saying we're not going to save everybody. We're definitely not going to save everybody now. Forget saving everybody. That ain't happening. Get that thought out of your mind right now. There's not going to be, you know, all these people saying that they're Moors. It ain't happening. Right? It's not happening. Sorry. Because these people are so asleep that they don't even know that they're asleep.
They're still plugged to the matrix.
We still got to move on.
We got to move. We got to move. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're so asleep, we just got to move. Let them sleep. It's all right. They're going to, you know, like Erykah Badu said, next lifetime, they're going to remember then.
Right.
But we don't got time to sit and wait for them when we have active Moors who, you know what I mean, are willing to stand up for their birthright and have success standing up for their birthright. Why should we wait for people who don't want their birthright to get to want it while we suffer with them? I ain't suffering with these people. That's crazy talk. We're going about our Father's work.
Right.
You know, and they can take it however they want to take it. You guys abandoned us. You guys sold us into slavery. Well, you know, Harriet Tubman sold y'all into slavery because you didn't believe that you were slaves. So what do you want? You know?
Right. Okay. I guess that answers that.
So you just keep putting that word out, you know what I mean, to those who want it. Those who don't want it, don't even worry about them. They'll learn at the point of a sword, like Noble Drew Ali said.
Right.
I mean, we do videos. I mean, look, I go ham Cujo got YouTube, like, man, look, he got over 700 YouTube. We do free classes. We got Moorish History and Heritage School. That's RVB. I do videos, man. We got other, man, it ain't no way. I'm on every social media on the planet, literally. So ain't no way these people, they on Facebook. People share the posts. You feel me? They listen to music. They got artists that do it. Tell them they more. They holding us up, you hear me? But we got to keep on moving, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact, we got to say our generation and ourselves, you feel me? And the more that get together, you feel me, collectively, you feel me, and making a move, but everybody want to be the chief, you feel me? Everybody want to be the big kahuna, you feel me? And that's not what this is about. So within the movement and outside the movement is dirty Moors, unconscious Moors, and selfish individuals, you feel me? Like, think about it. Everybody with a nationality, they still getting paid. They bomb China. They getting paid. Germans, they getting paid. These people owe us, and we can't never get paid because the rest of us don't want to get down with the program. They want to be everything but who they are, man. It's like, it's 2016. You got a smartphone, and you're going to remain ignorant. And you heard we was Moors if you saw that fake documentary called Hidden Colors, with Moors on the cover. So ain't no way you don't know you're a Moor. That's excusable. A dude in the everybody know you're a Moor. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, everybody's seen Hidden Colors, so nobody has no excuse. 1, 2, and 3 with the more.
About to be 4. You feel me? That's crazy. Ain't no way you don't know you're a Moor. That's our nationality. Let's roll with it. Let's get compensated. Let's come together. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. You know, I'll give you an example. Dr. Umar. He know he a Moor, right? But he got these people giving him $250,000, right? As a Moor, we own the land. He got abandoned buildings for $1 or for free, you feel me? He could take 20 racks. Give me 50 racks. I can go open up about 5 schools. But no, he don't want to teach these people that they're Moor. He know we Moors. You feel what I'm saying? He's sucking the people finances. You feel me? Give me 50 racks, and I'll show you. You feel me? He know we Moors. They got abandoned buildings. Abandoned buildings, man. It's a game, man. And I'm sick of these dirty Moors on their platform, so I created my own platform. You feel me? Like you said, what do you do to a trader? We not challenging the trader. We not doing that. We let them come. Man, Jesse Jackson still living and still walking around free. Al Sharpton walking around free. You feel me? All these people walking around free. Ain't no way. So I come from the streets. I come for everybody. Me, you hear me? As Cujo, all us Moors, we come for everybody. You feel me? But I'm letting it know on the record, for the record, anybody in the streets or whatever, you need to get up on this like ASAP. You feel me? If you want some real change, marching ain't gonna work. Stop jumping in front of a car ain't gonna work. You feel me? Begging ain't gonna work. You feel me? You got rights. You got a nationality. Let's use it because everybody else getting paid. Everybody else, they comfortable. Even the dirty Moors comfortable. They got $1 million jets, man. Are you crazy? And we just letting them just chill, and we can't figure out the game. Come on, man. You know one thing. You know the biggest pimps on the planet is these colonists and these preachers and these leaders, man. But you support them. But you don't want to come mess with your brother that's the Moors. But you'll give Dr. Umar 250 racks for nothing and he playing with you. Give an active Moor 250 racks and guess what? This planet going to tremble. Believe that.
And that's what they don't. That's what they don't want. That's why they hire the coons, the ones that are pretenders.
Exactly. Now you see it, sister. But we got to get them out of the way. But they don't support active Moors. Right. We support each other. You feel me? That's it. That we support each other. You know?
Right.
Like even when you look at the Umar thing, right? Somebody was gonna give $1 million for that coon, right? Praise Allah for the stripper girl.
Say that again. Say that again.
Somebody was gonna give that coon $1 million. We say praise Allah for the stripper girl.
Yep.
Made that individual hold their money back.
This is the divine and national movement. You gonna get so far. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? The Black Lives Matter movement, Hillary Clinton, they got a chance to talk to Hillary Clinton, right? She asked them, what you want me to do? You feel me? He couldn't say nothing. You ask some more, we going straight to the rights of indigenous people. We going to the treaty. We prisoners of war. We want to check. We want this. We know what to do. But guess what? They donate to their finance. But they ain't donate to the Moorish Divine. What is the real movement? Their movement is ineffective. They're incompetent, and they're not going to make. This is the movement, because this is nationality birthright. This is automatically international law. We the first people of the planet. And my thing is, I just want to say this. My thing is, you feel me, collectively come together, you feel me, and I would like to ask these questions in world court. I would like to ask humanity, what is your problem? Because you know they got active Moors. It ain't no excuse that, you calling yourself black. Well, I'm not calling myself black. There's multiple Moors, multiple proclamation has been sent to the corporation and around the world, and they watch this, you feel me, and they do nothing about it. So all I'm saying is, you feel me, we ain't going to save everybody, but we need some numbers, you feel me, because I would like to go at their neck. Like, it's no excuse now, you feel me, but it's us, you feel me. Like I said, give an active Moor 250 racks, and I guarantee we going to spread that, and we'll twerk with that. You feel me? But they owe us, you feel me? And the simple fact is, you feel me, numbers don't lie. And it's too much of us on social media, and we ain't using it to shift the paradigm, you feel me? We always get distracted with this and that and a dumbass, doggone, stupid, fake election. They not our friends, man. You feel me? Period. This war. We've been in war for a long time. When we going to realize that? But they want to donate to this guy that can't give them nothing. And if you're a doctor, you got to ask yourself this, the 8 parts of speech, black is an adjective, not a noun. So how the hell he a damn doctor? Right. He's not qualified. He a doctor.
That money got him blind, bro.
Money got him blind, deaf, dumb. You know what I mean? Everything.
That money is
I'm coming at the top. That's why I do what I do, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? This ain't no game, you feel me? I got the game from Cujo. I'm not playing with these people. No, I ain't playing with no colonists. I ain't playing with no dirty Moor. I ain't playing with nobody. I ain't playing with no prime minister. Come holler at me. I'm a Moorish American. I'm a Bay. You feel me? Period. You feel me? That's my birthright. Like I said, I was supposed to come on my mama's womb. You feel me? My mama was supposed to be on her throne, in her territory, with her people, and we were supposed to be all right. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of tedious to me right now when other people, they still, look, they send Federal Reserve change to Israel and China and Germany to this day. But these people talking about they won't get compensated, but they won't settle for to go some Jordans and some TVs and some blunts, you feel me? Instead of like, hold up, wait a minute, what's really going? What is really hitting for? You want a blunt all day, every day? Declare your doggone nationality. According to the rights of indigenous people, that is our custom, culture, and history. And we didn't do it how we doing it now, but we made clothes out of hemp. We made Earl out of hemp. We made medicine out of hemp. We made all kind of things off of natural stuff. But no, they want to smoke and do all this stuff, you feel me? If these D-boys that were selling this dope know that this was their land, man, they wouldn't be selling crack, man. They'll be around there talking about we the landlord, pay up. But they want a penny pinch with their local mind, man. How you gonna say you the first people to plant it, then turn around and say somebody else land? If you the first people, you've been on the planet before anybody. I think we own the whole universe. But no, that can't be, brother. It's the Indians. Are you serious? It's the Indians. Are you serious? But you the first people. Does that make sense?
No, it does not.
So it's like, man, look, either we ain't here for to save everybody, but at the same time, you feel me? I ain't selling it for less. I ain't giving up my birthright. Not me. Not me.
Forget that. And it's not even a thing where, you know, like we worked hard to have the birthright, why we're not giving it up. You know what I mean? It's a birthright. You don't got to work hard for this.
It's yours from the get-go.
It's yours from the jump.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
remember, and again, too, remember that when we bring up things like, you know, UN declarations and stuff like that, remember, that's 60s. So all they're doing is backing up Noble Drew Ali. So UN's going to back up Noble Drew Ali and say nationality is the order of the day. And these people are not gonna get down with it? You know what I mean? Barack and all these prime ministers and all those stuff signing on to these things, which means that they're backing up Noble Drew Ali, but they're not going to get down with it.
All right, we're gonna take the next.
And remember the scope.
Take the next caller, sister.
Yeah, you can pull the other one. And the scope is that when they look out, they're seeing. Some people say black, and then there's these other people that say that they're Moors. We're riding with the blacks because that way we don't have to give up anything.
Right. Welcome to the Amazight Biz Show. Area code 843. What's your appellation? What's the question?
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
This transit is in Neil from near Charleston, South Carolina, northwest of Mexico. And I want to ask a question to the sheik.
Who's more?
Islam. I want to know, where do Moorish Americans stand today on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1786? Because I used to hear more talk about that, but it seems like they don't really speak on that document anymore.
What's the question? Why don't we speak on it?
I want to know where our stand is today on it as a Moorish American.
Sorry, you're gonna have to come off speaker. I'm not hearing you clear.
Speaker right quick. Yeah, you can hear me better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I want to know where do we stand today as Moorish Americans on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1786. Because I used to hear Moors talk about it all the time, but it seems like that's a subject that don't really get speak on a lot in today's time, 2016, 2015.
Well, I
wanted to know why.
Yeah, it's not something that's out of circulation. It's just that there's so much more stuff that's come up. There's so much things that you know what I mean are tied to that. Like when we talk about UN declarations of rights, we're talking about the treaty.
Oh, okay.
When we talk about the Constitution, we're talking about the treaty. You know, when we talk about standing up for our birthrights, we're talking about the treaty. When we say Moors and Moorish, we're talking about the treaty.
Okay.
Even though we might not say the Treaty of you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? The concept is that the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution, came out of the treaty.
Okay, so one and the same.
So it's one and the same. So once we say certain, that's why we would omit saying certain things, because it's like, there's so much. There's so much stuff out there backing up the position. We don't even need to bring up the treaty anymore because there's so much stuff backing it up.
Yeah, I was asking that because with those specific treaties, I mean, nobody can really deny that it got the word MOOR right there, right alongside with the United States. So, like, I mean, and nobody can deny that it was written that long ago. Like, it's almost impossible for you not to know who and why is what based on that.
Yeah.
Like, can't even get around that.
This is why we brought up the thing about mental slavery, because they do deny it, even though it says Moor and Moorish right in it.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times. In multiple treaties, not even just that one.
Mm-hmm. And it show how free these people is. So I why this treaty showing you how free you is on this land, and you going and we just and no one talks about it.
Yep. I mean, and again, we can go to, we can say rvbaypublications.com and go get the treaty book.
Mm-hmm.
It's been talked about. It's still talked about. Maybe not in the context of that individual document, but it can't be neglected, but it is.
Yeah.
Especially by our people who claim that they know their self, and then, they're going to be talking about, Moors and Arabs and stuff like that, and pale Arabs and sand people and all types of madness. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Then if you talk to those people who claim that they're pale Arabs or whatever like that, they know that you're their forefathers.
Mm-hmm.
They know that we.
I never hear them say they Moors at all.
Never.
But our people give them that title and not themselves.
Yep.
But they don't give themselves that title, so But I'm on the flow. I just wanted to know, about why that it got quiet all of a sudden. I thought, I don't know what to think, but
it's still there. It's still there.
It's still. As a matter of fact, I did a broadcast about it yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that on Facebook Live.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's still talked about.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your energy, bro.
Okay.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love. All right, we're going to take the next call. This has been a great, great show, man. It's still packed up in there. I can't believe it, and I appreciate it. Wow. So we're going to take the next caller, and it's area code 314. Welcome to the Amazight Bay Show. How you doing? What's your appellation? And what's your question for the Grand Sheik? Area code 314.
Yeah, peace, man. It's Divine Robinson L. calling out of Northwest Maxim. I just wanted to call back in and make a statement. I'm saying the sister was on earlier, and she was speaking on some things. And this is just what I want to say, man. Like, this is why people got to stop playing these games and get off their ass. If you're on Facebook and you call yourself so-called conscious, go follow Amazight Bay right now. Go follow Cujo L right now, because Amazight be on Facebook Live every day doing multiple live shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you paying attention to what's really going on, he did a broadcast, he did a show where he had, Elijah Poole Bay's, quote-unquote Elijah Muhammad's blood brother on there telling the people that we Moors.